I'm just going to have to remove the dog who's just walked in. So Eva's got a name to leave. See you in a bit. Hi everyone, Martin here from The Thought Business again. Today I've been asked about what panic is, or what my theory on panic is, and I'll share a little bit about what I see from where people get into panic, because at the moment we're seeing a lot of people in all degrees of panic. We're in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic that's going around the country and around the planet, and there's all sorts of behaviours that are being shared by a lot of people, and one of them is panic. With overbuying, with not knowing how to react in certain circumstances, and there's a lot of worry and concern and anxiety going on. But it sort of manifests itself, if I can say that properly, with panic. Panic's one of those things that we get when we feel really anxious about something that we really need to do right now. We get involved with kind of our feeling, and we feel that we should be doing something right now. And that's really dangerous, because often when we get that sort of feeling, it's actually telling us something else. That feeling of panic. And I suspect you kind of get it now. And if we're in the middle of this coronavirus, and I know that whenever I get a slightly sore throat, or when I cough for some reason, I actually wonder, okay, so what's going on here? Have I got something to be worried about? Should I be doing something? Should I be self-isolating in some way? Should I be taking medicine? And when that sort of thing always goes on. And so when that occurs, we get a tight feeling. And what I'm going to do is actually put a little drawing up on the board, which may well help it a little bit more clearly to understand for you exactly what's going on for you, because you'll see it for you as well. You'll know that panic sets in when it does, because you're feeling a certain way. So let's actually put the drawing up. So here's the little diagram I said earlier that I was going to draw for you, and this is about what is panic, and this is a little bit of an understanding about kind of what's going on with our mental agility from moment to moment. Now, there is an assumption that we kind of exist in a place of being happy and being sad, and it doesn't quite work like that, and I'd like to draw it maybe slightly a different way, because what we are, in fact, we're either at a place of peace or we're at a place of fear. We're up and down in what I would generally draw as a funnel. We're in this funnel all the time, and when we're at peace, things are open and easy. We have clarity, everything gets on very, very well, everyone gets on very well with one another, we have great relationships. Now when we're in fear, we get a different reaction. I'm just going to have to remove the dog who's just walked in. So Eva's got a name to leave. See you in a bit. So we're up and down in this peace and fear domain all the time. We're up and down in this all the time. And I can draw this very simply just by just showing you we're in peace and we're in fear all the time. It goes up and down like this. So what's actually happening in us when we're in a state of panic is we're down here. We're down in this place of fear. And we're getting this dark, really tense feeling about a certain circumstance that might well be going on. Now what we're not seeing is that fear actually comes from thought. We're thinking about something. Now, I'm sure kind of when I shared earlier on about us having this imagination about whether I had the virus or not, I kind of felt in a certain way. I felt really dark and it kind of got very, very tight. Now, I don't see that as thinking, but it is. What comes along is thought happens in the moment and I get fearful. And right down here, the reason why I've actually drawn this so tightly down here is that it gets really restrictive. And so we have this worrisome feeling and worrisome thinking going on about what's going on with us in the moment. And it looks bad and it's really difficult to see. Right down here, we have not very much vision. It's very tight, really difficult to navigate. and difficult to see what's going on. Now, up here, when we're in peace, we can see our thinking really clearly, and which is why we get over things. We get over things because we can see that when our mind is settled, when we have less thinking going on with a certain circumstance, then we relax about it. We get easier. Life gets easier. Now, I might well still have the sore throat, but my thinking relaxes and I rise automatically, and I know what to do. Oh, okay, so, well, maybe I need to just rest for a while. Maybe there's some other symptoms that are going on that's actually causing this. I'm feeling a little bit low because I didn't sleep well the night before, or because I snored. Who knows? Could be anything. But right down here, really difficult, gets very, very tight, and we feel sort of unwell mentally. Now, the thing that I'll draw your attention to is that when you get that feeling where things feel tight about a certain circumstance that you're in, do you do anything to go from this place to this place? Do you manufacture? Because actually what we also forget is that actually we overcome stuff. We overcome the feelings where we feel a bit tight and a little bit anxious, and we just rise out of it. In actual fact, what happens is that we rise out of it automatically. We just go up. We just come out of this with ease when we stop delving into the fear, when we stop the worry, when we stop the panic, or make the observation, well, we're in panic. That's interesting. Now, not everyone does this. Now, interestingly, people go out and panic buy, for instance, or send an email because they're angry about something, and they go into panic and overload, and this fear takes over, and they respond with the response of an email, or they respond by going out and panic buying because they think that they need to. Now, what's happening is that they're in fear, they're in a fearful situation, and they believe that they need to protect themselves, because that's what people do when they're in fear. They protect themselves. Now, the interesting thing is that when I have the worry over a cough and stuff, and have I got the virus, it lasts moments, because I kind of see myself in this situation. Okay, the cough goes, and actually no, that's just a silly thought, and I rise. This rises automatically when I do nothing. So there's a do nothing here. When I do nothing, it goes up automatically. It just rises. Now that's interesting. When I do nothing, everything gets better. If, however, I was to do something like scratching an itch, I'm remaining myself in fear, or I'm putting myself back into fear. It's really difficult to see down here. It's really tight, and it's really impossible to see things really straight and well. We have less. We are useless, or less useful is the way I put it with my clients. Up here we are more useful, but we're up and down in this all day. And unless you know this mechanism, then you're going to be in trouble, because you'll be constantly responding to what's going on in here. Worry and anxiety, that will always take place, and it's always going on, but it's actually coming from you. It's nothing to do with what's going on outside of you, and that's why it goes up and down. You'll notice that you'll have times of the day when you feel great, and the times of the day when you feel not so great, yet your circumstances don't change. Your fear is something that you manufacture through your thinking. However, peace is always part of you. You're always able to go and find that peace when you do nothing with the thinking that you've got in the moment. So what's actually going on is that we are living the feeling of our thinking, and sometimes we forget. We are living in this thinking, this fearful thinking, and sometimes we don't see it. And then when we do, we think, well, what was I ever worried about? And this comes from the more useful space, the more at ease, the more fruitful, the better place of being. This is our place of being. This is where we are naturally. This is where we are when we're in thought and we believe it. If you want to know more, then please subscribe. Come and join me on the website and stuff, where you'll find lots more interesting things as well. And I'd love to share more with you. That's it. Bye for now.